post, and I guess I hit a YouTube milestone of sorts because I realized that the more I share certain things, if you don't know the background information, the more things can be misinterpreted. And if someone has a thought about me and the ideals already inside of their head, it can just kind of blow bigger and bigger and bigger. So again, this is a post that I wrote yesterday, and what I had said was I found out that one of my exes got rejected by a chick. I said that he's an aesthetic guy, and I knew that he was going through some issues. So I didn't know he was pursuing a person who was a model, and he was shocked. He was shocked that he got rejected, and he didn't expect it at all. And the way that she blew him off, it kind of indicated to me that she didn't respect him in some sense. Like that's the way I picked up on it. So I asked him, do you still have this man bun on your head? Now the backstory with the man bun was he grew it out because he wanted to be unattractive. When I found out about it about a month or so ago, I told him, I said, you really shouldn't do that to yourself. You're not putting yourself in a good headspace. You really should get rid of it. So when he told me that he was pursuing this chick and this chick rejected him, I had to ask him, do you still have this man bun on your head? Now the whole big reason about the man bun is that it's not styled. His hair texture is really curly. And without any kind of like gel or styling product, you just put it kind of like in a messy bun, because his face shape doesn't complement a man bun. That's the best way I can describe it. Like his face shape does not work well with a man bun. Some people can pull off the man bun. He can't. He looks like he just isn't taking care of himself, and he isn't taking care of himself. I wanted to tell him, hey, this is not flattering you. I'm not a fan of this man bun. It makes you look like a man bum. I reassured him he's a handsome guy, so I told him to lose it. And that's the reason why I told him, get rid of the man bun. So you can see that he's kind of laughing about it and everything. What I didn't include is that he said, he knew I was going to give it to him straight. Then he tells me about what's going on in his life, and I'm planning to have a conversation with him soon. He's been really busy. Now, I've known this guy for over 2 years, and he's been through some ups and some downs. So when I shared this, the whole reason why I shared this was this. If you know someone who's going through a bad time, or maybe they're making this choice and they don't look good as an outsider, you can always correct someone. Like if someone's trying to do makeup and their makeup game isn't the best and you're better at makeup, then push them in a better direction. If they're wearing unflattering clothes, then push them to wear more flattering clothes. It's not putting them down, but I believe that if you can kind of see something, encourage them to be the better version of themselves. And I'm not criticizing this person. I'm not criticizing my ex because I get off on it or anything. I want to see him thrive. I know how he looks like before he let go of himself, and he was an aesthetic guy. See, I even wrote he's an aesthetic guy. I've told him that he's a handsome guy too. Lewis knows how this guy looks like too. So it's not like he's unfamiliar with the situation. It's not like I'm hiding anything. I don't want anybody to be in a bad headspace. I don't want anyone to be suffering. I feel that if anybody is not in a good place, we should uplift them, and we should, point them to feel better about themselves. And I really believe that if you are going out of your way, or if you're making yourself look bad and you're looking bad, it's kind of like a bad feedback loop. So if you look bad and you're intentionally doing it, and you go out to date, for instance, right? And you get rejected, you kind of know in the back of your head that it's because you're not taking care of yourself. And if you don't change anything, if you go out and try to date another person, you have a higher chance of getting rejected, because you kind of know, okay, I'm not taking care of myself as much as I used to. This person used to go to get his hair cut about every 2 to 3 weeks. He used to get his eyebrows done every 2 to 3 weeks. And it's not because I pushed him or anything, it's because he took care of himself. He was really big on watching what he ate, dressing well, and he actually pushed me to look better. And he was like, okay, yeah. So with that kind of thing, when I see him suffering and when I see him not in a good headspace, I want to encourage him to be better. I want to encourage him to be in a better place so that way he can move forward with his life. So I look at my comments, and of course, you have some people who say, you know, they're saying that things like, oh, I should just let him be how he is, or did he ask for advice? It's like, if he tells me that he's not going through a good time with dealing with rejection, and I already know his headspace, I'm not gonna just be like, oh, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna tell him, like, you really should take care of yourself. You should go back to going on the path that you were before. And this was not the only conversation that I had about him, about his lack of self-care, his lack of self-love. I've had several conversations with him. It's just that I chose to choose this one. And of course, I'm not going to be putting any pictures of him. I'm not going to be putting any before and after. But if you see the before and after, you're going to understand where I'm coming from. You're going to say, like, wow, you can clearly see he used to take care of himself and now he doesn't take care of himself anymore. It's not just about the looks. It's also about the way he perceives himself. And I think that if you don't have self-care, like if you don't, for instance, brush your teeth, and someone tells you, like, hey, you should brush your teeth, it's not because they're seeing it as like, oh yeah, they're just being shallow because they want you to have nice teeth. No, it's because they want to make sure that you maintain yourself and you don't go down a downward spike. So when I was looking through my comments today, I see the people criticizing and talking about, like, oh, I have a man bun too. Look, I don't have anything really against man buns. It's just that sometimes, like, some people go through styles and it doesn't match them. I've been through that path. Like, I've tried different styles in my life. It didn't work for me. And in this case, the only reason why he has a man bun is because he's depressed, and he told me that he didn't want to look better. He wanted to be unattractive, and that was his words, not my words. So I saw this comment, and it said, I don't like how obsessed you are with looks. It's really shallow and you're not even aesthetic. So it comes across like the short man syndrome. Is looking good and trading stocks all you care about? Because it's pretty boring. I held back for a few weeks, but if you're going to treat people like, then I don't really feel bad. If you think it's fine to tell someone they're ugly, then you want to know if your personality is ugly, right? Okay, so I'm going to tackle this. I am not obsessed with my looks for vanity reasons. I recognize that I wasn't taking care of myself. And that's the reason why I use push. Yesterday in my stream, I was talking about how happy I was that I finally started flossing my teeth again. And I had all this, like, I didn't floss my teeth for about 8 months. I know some people be like, Erica, you didn't floss your teeth? No, a number of people don't floss their teeth. And finally, I flossed 2 days ago, and my gums look terrible. And then yesterday night, I flossed my teeth, and today I'm flossing my teeth. So I'm making these little steps in myself because I want I want to take care of myself more. I don't want to neglect myself. So it's like I'm going down this path because I just want to, like, feed my ego sort of thing. I want to just mentally tell myself, like, hey, Erica, you should take care of yourself. And if you do all these little steps and you eat cleaner and you feel better, you're going to be in a better headspace. And I want to live a life where I can look back and say, hey, you know what? I invested in myself. I started eating cleaner, and hopefully my health is better. Things like that. So that's the whole thing about it. And I encourage it because I see women out there, and I've mentioned this several times before. I see women out there where they spend all their time thinking about other people, women, children, and they invest so much in their child, and their child is a great child, but the women themselves start looking haggard after a while because there's no balance. Yeah, I want to make sure that I hey kid, you know what? You need to take care of yourself. I take care of myself. Your dad takes care of himself. And that way, it's not just take care of other people or be nice to other people, but it's also be kind to yourself, because I feel that mental health is incredibly important. And I don't want to be that kind of person where it's like I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh man, Erica, you look like crap today. Oh, just, focus on other people. So that's the reason why I'm doing this kind of stuff. I want to live a life where I'm happy with what I'm doing. And although I'm not perfect, right? I know I'm not perfect. I've been very, very open about this kind of stuff. At least I'm trying to be better. And that's the most important thing. So with my ex, I want him to move forward. I don't want him to have this kind of mentality where he's not worth it, or he wants to be unattractive. So so that's why like for this kind of stuff, like based on what people see on my YouTube posts, they might make these assumptions about me and say, oh, Erica, here Erica goes posting about solid colors again, or here Erica goes about posting clothes again, or things that she wants to do with her closet. It's not because, yeah, it's like I have my head up my butt or anything like that. I just see it as like I want to have a better life for myself. So this person, what they had said was is that they felt like I was obsessed on looks. They felt like I was really shallow. Then they put a personal criticism. You're not even aesthetic. Okay? You got to watch what you're saying. And I'm not saying this because like I'm not saying this because it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna think about this all day and night. What I'm saying is that you tell a person who is not mentally strong that they are, not attractive, it can really hurt someone. I hear people where it's like they have it in their brain, something that someone told them many, many years ago, and it still haunts them. So I respect that this person doesn't consider me aesthetic, but to each their own. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So they think of me like I have this short man syndrome, and it seems that all I care about is my looks and my trading stocks. I don't really share. How do I put it this way? When I make my YouTube channel, it kind of just documents like things that I find interesting, or things that I think that it's like new things that I learned. So right now, the whole GME thing, everybody's talking about GME. That's why I make these streams about it. And the looking good stuff, when I make these little like, oh, solid colors are calming, I feel like I want to share it with you guys. So obviously, when I look at this person has had these thoughts for a few weeks about me. And I guess now they think I treat people like crap, so they don't feel bad about talking to me this way and telling me that I'm not aesthetic, because they have it in their brain that I treat people like crap. Again. Um, and they think my personality is ugly. So again, let's look back at the post. I have told my ex that he's a handsome guy. I've said that he's aesthetic. I also said that to encourage people to be better. And I also said I criticized another ex when he got a he got a buzz cut. He looked like a Q-tip. He got a better hairstyle. And then he ended up with a woman more aesthetic than him. And that ex, former Mr. Q-tip, he looks great. He feels great. In fact, he dresses much better than me. And it's kind of like that nudge. He is a very confident guy. He has a good heart. So these two people, these two exes, although it didn't work out with them, they are good people. They're great guys. And I have this belief that if a relationship doesn't work out, it doesn't mean my exes are bad people. It doesn't mean that I'm a bad person if things don't work out. We can still support each other, and that's what I do. And you can see that, yeah, we're on good terms. So yeah, so for this person to tell me that, I treat people like crap, if I know a person for over 2 years. The other person I've known for about 4 years, and we speak almost every single day. Yeah, I don't think that they think that I treat them like crap. Let's just put it that way. For both of these people, I have supported them, and they told me about the women that they date, and they're in a bad headspace. I'll talk to them, and they give me advice, I give them advice. We have a close relationship. On YouTube, though, because I don't disclose this kind of background information, like I don't think about this kind of stuff, it's easy for someone to think like, oh, Erica, you're just lashing out at this guy. He's feeling down and you're just, kicking him when he's down. No, that's not it. That's not it. Yeah, so look at this. Yeah, I was a bit concerned by this too. I'm pretty certain it's not all right to tell a bro maybe his hair was too ugly to get a girl. Like, when is that ever okay? This really sounds like less than tough love and something that's going to give someone a complex. No. If I look like a hot mess walking outside of the door and Lewis sees it, he will tell me. He'll tell me I don't look that great or something like that. And yeah, there were times where I was kind of like taken aback. But the reason why he says that is because he sees something and he feels comfortable to tell me that kind of stuff. So not just him, like other people too. There have been times in my life where I don't look so great, and people tell me this kind of stuff, and sometimes it kind of surprises me. But what I do is I take that and I become, I learn from it. No, 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 no. It's fine. I think that it's important to share this kind of stuff. I know people who have really great ideas in their head that have a lot of knowledge, and I've encouraged them to go on YouTube. I've said, hey, why don't you share things with the world? And they said they don't want to deal with the criticism on YouTube. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what would you get criticized about? And seeing these kind of comments, if you share things about your life and people don't know like the whole story, or even if, some people, even if I share this kind of stuff, they might be like, oh, well, Erica, maybe those two guys have emotional trauma or something. I'm like, no, they're still talking to me and I'm about 5,000 miles away from them. Yeah. It's just, yeah. Sometimes like if sometimes like I look back at my conversations with my friends, they'll say like, oh, Erica, that's what you did was really stupid, and I'm like, yeah, that was stupid, or that kind of stuff. It's like you have to have like a level of comfort, and I know what how my relationships with these people are. There's some people, it's like they will say certain things to me and people might think it's harsh, but then I'll say something back, and then at the end of the day we just kind of laugh, and we're all good about it. So yeah, just if you guys see this kind of stuff online, I know there might be some person who's out there, let's say they are detailing, let's say, weight loss, right? There are people who have a weight problem, and then they go on Instagram, they show, oh, I've been losing weight. Let's say I lost 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. There might be a perception that if you take a lot of pictures of yourself, then you might have, your head up your ass, or you might be really shallow, or you want all that attention. But in reality, maybe you just want to show people how much you transform along the way. Being on YouTube, and it's kind of like when I see people trying to document their own lives, I support it. I look at it and I'm like, man, these people are kind of putting themselves out there. They're not, how do you say it? They're putting themselves out there to a point where you can have supporters and you can also have people who criticize them. And I think it's important that if you see someone trying to improve their life, that you don't just kind of like kick them. Like this kind of thing, like you're not even aesthetic, like what? Did I ever indicate that I was like, oh man, look how great I look, man, no one's as good looking as me? No. I've always said that people are imperfect. If you're not happy with something, then you can obviously try to change it. If your teeth are yellow, you can always try to whiten your teeth. If your teeth are crooked, you can always try to get braces or Invisalign. And I don't see anything bad about people wanting to improve themselves. In fact, right? All those people that do look good, you know, the people who look like they're really well put together with the clothes and the hair, and if you're a woman or a man, you know, sometimes they wear makeup. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's not like they just wake up and all those people who look really good, they're all mean people. No, that's not it. Or it's not like they just care about their looks. No. I think that if they're just a regular person and they have a lot, you can see that they put a lot of time and effort. Maybe they just want to give themselves extra self love. I know a person, for instance, right? They really put a lot of money, and they put a lot of time, and they put a lot of effort into their looks, and they're a really aesthetic person. They are so good looking to the point that they're very intimidating. And one of the things that they told me is people will tell them that they look so good that people think that they're a mean person or they're not friendly. And this person, I've known them for about half of my life. Really good heart, really beautiful person on the inside. I can see when people see them walking down the streets, like people will be like, man, that person just looks like a total, you know, B. But they're not. So that's the thing that has been kind of eye opening to me. Depending on how much people put into themselves, people might interpret it as a sign that this person is kind of closed off, or maybe they're not friendly, or you know, maybe they got, you know, maybe they got a shitty personality, and that's not true. It's just what people put what people want to do for themselves. And I don't think that if you spend a lot of, you know, I don't think if you have a lot of focus on yourself, then that's a bad thing. Especially if you're not like putting other people down. Like, I'm not putting down my ex, okay? I'm telling him that I think he can do better because I saw how he was before all this, you know, this negative headspace, and I want him to get out of it. Again, if you know someone who didn't take a shower for 1 week, for example, if you tell them, hey, I think you should take a shower, you know, I think you would be in a better headspace, that doesn't make you a crappy person. That doesn't give, you know, that doesn't make, you shouldn't be like, oh, well, if I try to confront them about them not taking a shower for 1 week, then I might traumatize them. No, it's like you have to think about the pros and the cons. I don't want to have a relationship with a person, a friendship or a relationship with any person where I see them going downhill and I don't do anything. Because I've met people in my life where if I'm not in a good space, like they just kind of step away, and I will go in a crappier and crappier headspace, and they just don't want to get involved. For me, for the people that I know, if I'm in a bad place, I want them to kind of, you know, say, hey, you know, you should try to get out of it before it gets a little too, you know, bad. And the people that have encouraged me to get out of that headspace, I remember them and I'm thankful for it. And you know, I will, it's like, yeah, it takes some courage to say those certain kind of things. And for my ex, I don't want him to decline even further. I want him to get back up, and life is short. And for the next chick that he pursues, I want him to, when he feels like he wants to pursue another person, I want him to feel like, you know what, I'm working on myself. If this chick doesn't want to be with me, you know, that's okay, because I'm moving forward. Not this whole negative headspace stuff. That's what I'm trying to get at. I use YouTube as my medium because it's kind of like an all-in-one thing. I don't want to have like different social media outlets. Yeah. So yeah, if you see anybody not in a good headspace, I really believe that you should speak to them. Again, life is so short. I've been that kind of person where I've gotten lost in my head for a number of years and I can't go back in time and make up that time. So for me, you guys see me do this push, this push to invest in myself more and do the self-care. It's because I feel like I kind of lost out a number of years. I was dealing with depression. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety. So when I see this kind of behavior and I see this kind of stuff in my ex, I don't want him to spend years in this. His life is ticking, my life is ticking, everybody's life is ticking, time is precious. Yeah, we gotta move forward as tough as it is, and just don't go on a descent. Could it be negative? No, no, Wes. It's not just a one-time thing. This has been going on for a number of months, and I've been trying to encourage him to, um, to, to, get his footing back. And I did not know because I did not know he asked out this chick who was a model. Again, I know looks aren't everything, but think about a model. A model is a person who invests in their look. So this woman, I saw pictures of her. She looks great. And I'm not just talking about her outside appearance. You can tell she exercises. You can tell that she cares about her hair. She cares about her styling. And it's not even just professional photo shoots. You can tell, like, the way she poses, even in casual shoots. Like, she's happy with herself. She's happy with her life. She's in a good headspace. She's radiant. And compared to my ex, who's not in a good headspace, when I look at his photos and when I look at her photos, I can see a big difference. You can tell a lot about a person in the eyes and the body language. And I'm not surprised that he got rejected. Now, I don't know if he's going to try and pursue her again. Most likely, no. I can understand why she doesn't want to pursue him. She probably says, like, hey, she takes care of herself so much. She doesn't want to be with a guy who can possibly. She might think like she's only into her looks. And I never asked him in detail about how did you meet her or what attracts you to her or anything like that. All I know is that he asked this chick out. She rejected him, and it kind of, I don't want to say shook him up, but it surprised him. No, so yeah, for this person, it's like you guys don't know who this person is. It's just like kind of vague, How old is this person? How does this person look like? Yeah, I think that there might be other people out there in the world that sees this kind of stuff, so I don't mind sharing with it. And if it's completely anonymous, I don't see any downside about it. But I also selectively choose. You guys, I'm not putting everything that I know out on the internet with names and pictures and things like that. Yeah. He's no, it's not like he's obsessed with work right now. It's not that. He's just going through a lot of things. He's going through a lot of things, and I felt like he was kind of like whipping himself. It was strange, it was really strange because it's like I know that there's some people out there when they get depressed, they don't want to, they just forget about themselves. But I've never met a person who went out of their way to look unattractive, and then after they look unattractive, then they try to pursue someone who's a model. Yeah, so I don't feel like he had his best foot forward, and I think that it's more emotionally traumatizing if he goes out and he tries to pursue another chick. And if he's not in a good headspace and he gets rejected again, he might actually think that he's unattractive, and he's not unattractive. He is aesthetic. He's a very good looking guy. But looks aren't everything, right? Looks aren't everything. I think that personality definitely factors in, but when people first meet each other, right? they have to, in my opinion, like there has to be some sort of attraction. And a model is a person who definitely takes care of themselves. And my feeling is that that kind of person wants to be with another person who also takes care of themselves. It doesn't have to be on like the level of a model, you know, not skincare kind of pampered thing, but it has to be kind of at a what seems to be a general standard of sorts. And when I look at him, I was like, I can tell you, like, he doesn't look like he meets even the standard right now. So, and this isn't me being, you know, throwing shade at him for the sake of throwing shade. This is me just being honest. So I want him to have a good footing, because when he is in the right headspace, in the mind space, like, gosh, he's a really good looking guy. So he had really, you know, I was like, he's a really good looking guy. He's very successful with women, but right now, because he's letting himself go in a sense, he's not getting lucky with women. And I don't want it to be a feedback where he gets rejected, then he feels like crap, then he lets himself go even more, and then it gets to a point where it's harder and harder for him to climb out of this depression. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference here. It's not just me focusing on the look. I'm focusing on the looks, and I'm focusing on the headspace. Yeah. So oh, it's affected him quite a bit. It's affected him quite a bit. So yeah, it also doesn't help. Like, a lot of people, you can't do a lot of things because of the situation, right? You want to go outside, eat. You gotta have, you have to have like outdoor dining, and if there's no outdoor dining, then it's just takeout. And people don't go out to bars anymore. People don't do a lot of go to movie theaters anymore. No, I'm being honest with you. He is actually, like, I remember I was talking to him, and we were having a lunch, and he was telling me about all these women that he was seeing, you know, casually. And I was like, man, these women look really great. And this is back when he was on his game, you know, he was still taking care of himself, and I was happy for him. Like, people might think that I was really jealous about it. I was like, you know what? Life is short. If it makes him happy and he's happy, you know, spending his time with all these like beautiful women, then, you know, and that's all that matters to me. I really do care a lot about his happiness, and I don't see him happy right now. That's the thing that really concerns me. Yeah, no, some people, you know, they just, how would I say it? I think that if you, like, I think the situation with what's going on right now, it can really mess with people's heads. If they are used to, let's say, going out and meeting people, and they can't really do that anymore. You can't do the whole, oh, hey, let's go have dinner somewhere, and yeah, well, yeah, you know, you got the social distance stuff, you got the face mask covering half your face or so. um, I know people who, you know, who don't want to get too close to people because of fears about what's going on, and it's, you know, it's completely understandable. So if anybody is single, it's tough for them. And I think that it's kind of that's one of the other things that's kind of messed up his mojo, shall I say. But it's not just all about girls, and it's not all just about dating. There's other stuff too. So yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to clarify on this kind of stuff, about what's going on. And yeah, at the end of the day, I know how, you know, my relationships with these two individuals are. I can ask them, hey, do you think I'm a person for mentioning this? Most likely no. When I go back to Hawaii, no, actually, I'm not most likely, I will definitely, I will definitely go and have either lunch or dinner with both of them, and then follow up with them and say, hey, how has things been going on? Again, these are people that I've known for over 2 years of my life, and I think they're wonderful people. I want to, I want them to be happy in their life, and I think it's important to make sure that if someone is not in a good headspace, that we spend time in. We encourage them to be better, and get back into their healthier mindset. And like I said, I say this as a person who has been depressed for a number of years. It can be very lonely if someone is in a bad headspace and nobody reaches out. If nobody reaches out, it can get darker and darker and darker, and it can be really hard to break that cycle. There are people that I've known in my life that they struggle with depression, they struggle with anxiety. There are some people, it's like I'm trying to reach out to them, and I don't know what's going on with them, but yeah, I think they've been just going through some really, really dark stuff. What do you mean? I noticed how attractive the eyes can be on a woman. Oh, you mean like you have to focus on the eyes now because you don't notice the rest of it? Is that what you mean? I don't even, you know what the sad thing is? I'm so used to seeing face mask. I think when people don't wear the face mask, I'm gonna be like, wow, I can see people's full face again. Holy crap. Holy crap. Ah. Oh. Yeah. Never thought of it that way. Yeah, you have to focus on people's eyes now. Yeah, that's another thing to mention too. Look at some people, some pictures of people who are depressed, that are going through depression. Sometimes, if you look at their eyes, you can tell that they've been going through some stuff. You focus at the eyes, you can see that there's glimpses of sadness. And with my ex, I can definitely see that as well. And I want him to be happy, and I want him to be confident. And I don't want to say like I want to hear him talk about other women and tell me, how successful he is with women. But to be honest with you, like, I miss that kind of stuff. I miss hearing him, laugh, and I miss hearing him, talk about life with such enthusiasm. And I think that's a heartbreaking thing about this kind of thing. It's not just the freaking man bun. I want him to live a full life, and I want him to be happy with life. And my hope is that if I prod him uh, gently. I know people would say it's tough love. I know people would say, "Oh, Erica, you hate man buns." Nah, it just doesn't work for him. There are people out there that can pull off the man bun. I've seen some wonderful man buns in my life, in person, but it just doesn't work with him. And he looks much better with like a fade or something. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Jim. That's what it is. Looking for the smile in the eyes. Yeah. Like sometimes, like, we can't see people. Okay, let's put it this way. If you are out in public and you're talking to a person, right? If you cannot see their face, if you're talking to them, and based on their tone of voice, based on their eyes, you can kind of gauge what their state of mind is. Like the hostility, or if they're sad. You can, it's amazing, and it's really something how powerful the eyes are. So yeah, yeah. That's why it's like, yeah, it's really, really important to be mindful about. People might think like, oh, if I cover half my face, like, nobody can tell. Nah, people can definitely tell. And I don't think my ex should be dating right now. I think he needs to focus on himself. I think he needs to pamper himself. If I was in Hawaii, I would definitely tell him, hey, let's get you a haircut. Let's get your mojo back. Let's yeah, let's do things that make you happy. And I would just encourage him that, you know um, that he needs to kind of um, get back to where he was before. And yeah, I don't want to see him suffer. I don't want to see him on I don't want to see him in a life where he doesn't feel too happy. But I can't do that. You know, I'm in New York, so I can't tell him let's go grab some food at Whole Foods and let's have a coffee and let's talk it out. You know, let me know what's going on. And I can't drag him again. I can't drag him to a hair salon. I can't tell him how, I can't tell him about all these little signs that I could see in person versus just seeing a picture, that kind of thing. Because at the end of the day, a phone call can help, a video call can help, but I think what really encourages people to move forward is when someone's in front of them, right, and says, "Hey, you know what? Let's talk face to face." And yeah, if you're struggling, yeah, I'll help you. You know, I'll help support you and kind of thing. And I'm kind of worried about that because it's like I can have a conversation with someone, but I don't know how he is during the quiet times. You know, it's like I can't have this like candid conversation in person. Maybe it's just me. Like I've had conversations with people when I'm in a down mood, and I appreciate it, but it isn't as effective when a person sits in front of me and they tell me things. And yeah, so I like having that in-person connection with my friends. And I I just like that's the thing. Like I wish I was in Hawaii and I could just like say, come on, let's go for a day of self pamper or self care kind of thing, and see how it goes. Okay, you're gonna get your hair done today. You're gonna get your eyebrows done today. Let's have a good meal. Let's have some coffee. And let me know how you feel. And I feel like if he did all these things, he could look in the mirror and he would feel a little more confident about himself. And maybe that would be the thing that would propel him to just kind of maybe slowly get out of it. You see, but I'm not in Hawaii, so I can't do that. Yeah, so I'm worried about the quiet times because as a person who has dealt with depression for a number of years, it's the really quiet times that can just like screw you up. So yeah, yeah. So, but uh, it's anyway. I know that whenever this kind of no, I don't think he would look good with a man bun. I know, yeah, certain people can pull it off, but other people can't. Like Shawn Mendes, you know, that pop singer that I always talk about. He's a good looking guy. He cannot pull off a man bun in my opinion. Like I saw a picture of him in a man bun and I'm like, "Oh no, Sean. No, cut that thing off." Like you're very good looking, but your face cannot pull off a man bun in my opinion. So whenever he gets his hair cut, and like Bieber's the same way. Like Bieber, if he looks like, if he doesn't take care of himself, he's had these bummy looking periods. I'm like, "That's Justin Bieber?" Oh, he looks terrible. And then when he has a stylist team, he looks great again, and we're like, "Oh, yay, Justin looks good again." So, yeah. So, not everything, not every little style matches a person. Some people, for instance, they look really good with like a goth style or a rock style, that kind of thing. Other people don't. Other people look really good in the Lolita style, and other people can't pull it off. It's all dependent on like features, right? Uh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's all I wanted to share about that kind of thing. I was talking to someone today, and I was telling them about what was going on about my community posts, and they were like, "Yeah, Erica, you know, these like people might not pick up on certain things because they don't watch your videos. You know, they might only see my community post, and they're like, damn, this chick has her head up her ass. Why is she talking about hair, nails, and makeup? Doesn't she think that she's fine the way she is?" Okay, I think I'm fine as I am. Okay, if I walk outside with no makeup, which I did today, and I don't have my fake nails on, I'm totally fine. But I always want to look better. You know, I feel like I want to, I have this image of myself in my head, and I want to reach it. It's a slow process. It takes work to do that kind of thing. You guys saw my makeover update, you know, when I had my fake hair and my makeup on. Like, I don't have that on all the time. I don't have like makeup and nails and hair like that all the time. I've just worn it like 2 days and that was it. So, but at least I know in my mind, if I want to look good, then I can spend the time and I just have to, you know, put all that stuff on and I'll look better. So that's a different. Like, if you know you can look good by doing certain things because you've already done it before, it makes you feel good. So although I don't look like that all the time, just knowing in the back of my mind, like, okay, Erica, if you have like a hair extension on there, you look a little prettier. Yeah. Even if you don't wear the hair extension all the time, at least I know if I want to look prettier, maybe I could wear the hair extension if I feel like wearing it. You see? So it's like I know I have that little resource, that little tool there. So yeah, so it's not like, again, it's not like if I'm not wearing makeup, then I feel insecure. I'm like riddled with all this stuff. It's I just like knowing that kind of. It's like it's like if you look in your closet, right? You have a really, let's say you have a really nice fitting shirt in your closet, or you have a really nice fitting dress, and you're like, man, whenever I wear that piece of clothing, I feel good. You know, I feel like I feel more confident, or I feel more put together. Although you're not wearing that piece of clothing all the time, you know, when you look at that, you feel happy. And that's what I want for myself. I want to have more tools. So if I want to like look good one day, or get into a habit, I have that kind of stuff that I can just whip out of my closet. Yeah, yeah. You guys, like, look, if I really cared about that stuff, you would see me show my face all the frickin' time, right? You would be like, I would be like, oh, you guys, notice me. Notice my makeup. Notice how great I look. But I'd say 90% of my 90% of my streams or so, it's just me showing you guys my freaking monitor. So it's not like I'm doing this stuff for like the attention. I'm like, man, I want all y'all to think I'm aesthetic. No, I'm working on this stuff. I tell you guys about all these little things that I've been doing, and if you guys are, you know, want to work on yourself, I highly encourage it. I think it can be very um I think it can be very polarizing or very off-putting when you see a person and they look very well put together, just like out of the blue, and you're like, whoa, what happened? You know, and then maybe it can be kind of intimidating. But for me, like, I'm pretty open. I'm like, oh, hey, I notice, like, if I wear solid colors, like, I think it looks more put together. And here's a woman I saw on YouTube, and look, she has solid colors and she looks great. So if you want to look more put together, if you want to have a more cleaner style, maybe look into getting solid colors. Did I get Oreo's teeth cleaned? No, but I got these things for Oreo. I got this powder, and I got this um, what's it called? I don't want to say drink supplement, but it's a water enhancer of sorts. And Oreo is not too happy about it. He is I sprinkled on his food, and he didn't really like it. And I'm like, Oreo, you got to take care of your teeth. If I'm flossing, Oreo, it's time for you to take care of your teeth. So I have hope that that's going to be doing it. I hear that people said that their cat's teeth turned around just using those kind of things. So Oreo, I want to have him on a little regimen. If I'm on a regimen, again, Oreo can be on a regimen. If I feel that it's not working, then we will definitely bring him over to a dental cleaning. But I want to see how it works because I hear that it works for other people. Oh yeah, Orioles pooping issue. Yeah, yeah. Do I watch Lewis's video? Actually, no, I don't. I have him. I get to hear Lewis record the videos, and he does. Sometimes he does like several takes of it. You guys saw my stream, I think yesterday. He was recording a video, and so part of my stock video turned into an ASMR stream because I didn't want to interrupt it. So he does his own thing, and yeah, sometimes I watch the videos, but most of the time it's like I already hear it. So yeah. How does he record and edit so fast? You know what? I gotta. He just, you know what? He really has it down. He has his camera set up down. He knows exactly how much millimeters and his ISO that he wants to zoom. He's been doing this for quite some time. I think he's been doing this since 2012 or so, right? So with practice comes I don't want to say perfection, but comes the sense of knowing, like, automation. Like, he knows exactly what he's doing, and he has that kind of mind where he's able to speak very clearly about a topic, and he doesn't use a script. Like, you guys, I know some YouTubers, they write down a script. They'll be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna read off like a teleprompter. I was telling you guys, like, I was thinking about doing that if I was doing some edited video, just putting it out there, okay? You guys hear me go, like that kind of stuff. So, oh my God, here we go again. So having a script would really help me out. But for him, he has that kind of mind that he doesn't need to use a script. He can think very well on his feet. You guys see with the right to repair stuff, he's kind of like a rock star, and I really admire him for that. I'm like, wow, that's incredible. That is really, really something. Yeah. I did it again. I did it again. Yeah. Yeah, so he knows exactly what he kind of wants to say, and his mind is able to organize it in a really clean fashion. And he's able to churn out a video. He's so good at editing now, and he doesn't have to do the kind of thing like I would have to do. Yeah, he edits his video at double speed since he doesn't want to listen to the whole thing. When he catches something, he'll, like, if he makes an error, you'll hear him go like, so that way he can edit that. He can hone in on that clap part and then go back to wherever he needs to splice out. So let's say he has like a broken train of thought. He'll cut that broken train of thought out and then redo his sentence or something. Yeah, you don't see the clap. You would hear the clap if he was recording video and I was streaming, then you would hear he does the clap so that way it shows up on the audio part and he knows exactly where to, because it's kind of like the audio part, there'll be a spike in the, I want to say in the wavelength. I know I'm not describing it great, but there's like audio has this little up and down wave thingy majingy, and he can hone in on that and just cut that right out. I know. Now you guys are gonna hear. If you hear him clap, it's not because he wants to pat himself on the back, and it's not because he's full of himself while he's making videos. Yeah. So yeah, I don't. I'm kind of thinking now. I wonder if anyone's gonna hear his video. Like if he was recording a video and they hear the claps, they'll be like, "Why is Louis Rossman clapping for himself?" It's like, no, no, no. He's not. He's not clapping himself. That's his editing part. It's his cut. But yeah, maybe if someone heard it, they'd be like, man, he's so full of himself. Yeah, the clapping. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so, uh, nah. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but maybe Owen with the hammer is gonna be like, Louis Rossman is full of himself. I heard him clapping while Erica was doing a stream, and God, these two people are so shallow and full of themselves. No. It's okay. You know what, Owen with a hammer, if you're listening to it, yeah, I kind of understand why you might think that. I hope you don't think that about me, but if you do, it's like you've had this idea in your mind for a few weeks. Well, it's okay. My life will move on, but I just hope you don't talk to people and you don't tell people like you're not even aesthetic when it's kind of clear that they've been trying to improve their life, because that kind of stuff will, if some people can really get under their skin and it could just knock them off their path. Can you imagine like if someone is trying to play guitar, for example, and then someone says like, you're not even good at it. Like those kind of words can stop a person from moving forward. And I've seen people get knocked off the track with just one little statement or one little criticism. Let's see. Do I do a lot of research when I stream a topic? To be honest with you guys, no. Okay, it depends. It depends on what it is. Like for the GME stuff, I'll look into it. You guys see, like I'm kind of crazy about like looking at Wall Street bets and like looking online and going down the wormhole of that sort of thing. But for other things like this kind of stream, I don't research things. I kind of had this idea in my head, and you'll just see me fly with it. And I'll just like, that's one of the things like I don't really want to do with video editing. I don't want to have an idea in my head and then I have to repeat myself over and over because I have this pressure to make it sound perfect and concise. And by the time I'm done editing or by the time I'm making it perfect, 1 hour passes and I'm like, oh, okay, so 1 hour passed. I have my video pretty good. I feel like my takes are good. Then I got to edit it and then I got to upload it. And one little thing takes 3 times longer than it should because I have to deal with all these edits. No, I don't use his streaming setup for recording or streaming. I use my MacBook. You can see my state of the art recording setup over here with the tripod, a phone pointed at the screen, and I have a wonderful professional tool that I use sometime, which is called a microfiber cloth, and that's about it. Do I stream directly from my phone? Yes, I do. I stream directly from my phone. So I just whip out my phone and I put it inside of my little tripod, and then I point the tripod to the computer monitor when I want to show you this kind of stuff. And I'm like, da 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 da. That's it. I should show my face more often on stream. I don't have anything against showing my face. It's just like it's kind of. I notice like when I stream, I'm reading the questions, so you'll see me look off on the side. And when I'm rewatching that stream, I think I look kind of strange because I'm like, why am I always looking sideways? I'm facing sideways, or you see my eyes going up and down because I'm not looking directly ahead of me. Yeah, so like when Lewis does his stream, right? When he does his AMA streams, his eyes kind of just, he stays in one place. His eyes kind of stay around. Like it's not apparent like he's always like looking off to the side, but for me, because I'm using my phone, I'm always looking off at the side, and then I'm like, oh, and then you can see my finger moving the screen too, so I just think it's kind of weird. Oh yeah, I did see that GME like go Brewer billboard. Someone must have made bank on GME, or they want to make bank, and they're trying to get people to invest in GME. Of course, not financial advice, right? But they want to encourage people to do that. There's also some guy I heard in San Fran. He's gonna have a plane go over and tell people to buy stocks or buy GME as well. So you have all these people who are, I'm like, this is really something, right? I can't imagine anyone going out of their way trying to get a billboard made, like we like GME sort of thing. So you have billboards that are cars are going to pass through. You got the stuff in New York. You got like planes flying over. Everyone's like, buy GME, hold GME, diamond hands, diamond hands. And again, if you are investing in any stock, please, please, please make sure that's money that you feel comfortable losing. I don't know what's going to happen with GME. Not financial advice. Everything I say is not financial advice. It's just my opinion and my speculation. But if GME tanks 40% or AMC tanks 40% or BB tanks 40%, I don't want someone to have a financial hit that they cannot recover from. I was reading some people, they're instead of they're taking their rent money or putting all their funds in, let's say for not like their whole entire bank account or basically all their bank account just to ride it on GME. And although it sounds like, yeah, all in, that's great, I worry that because of the volatility of GME, depending on where they're getting at, they can get burned if the stock doesn't go up all the way. So Mr. or Miss 483, the high for GME. GME, I think right now is around maybe 312 or so, maybe 312, 350, around that range. It's quite a way up to 483. So yeah, that person, if they're diamond handing at 483, I'm sincerely worried about them. So some people might think, oh, Erica, you should be relieved because you bought in at like around 176 average. I am, but I'm worried about all the people who bought above, because these are people who could have just spent their entire life savings or maybe their retirement account for GME. Yeah, a lot of people are taking their stimulus check for that. They're like, oh, I'm going to use my stimulus check to buy GME, and you can't tell me what to do. But you know what the dangerous thing is? I told you guys in my previous stream, I think that was yesterday, I said I had concerns about the stock market because I noticed like stocks like Apple are going down. Apple went down 5%. I think Tesla went down about 6%, 6 or 7%. You can see this as a buying opportunity, but I was thinking to myself, why the hell is there such a big sell off? And it could just be because these large companies, they want to free up funds. So one of the way they're freeing up funds is oh my goodness, how do I have this? One of the way that they're freeing up funds is selling off their other holdings. And it's gonna I worry that depending on how bad this could be, you're gonna see these different stocks just kind of plummet. These long stocks that everybody thought was safe. So Apple going down like 5% in one day, that is not good. That's the thing too. Like, so I only invested about $1,000 in GME, and I think $1,000 in BlackBerry. And for when I look at my portfolio, because I'm invested in these longs, Amazon, Apple, JD, my portfolio is bleeding out money. Because those longs are going down. I never would have thought that the longs were going to go down, but I'm taking a big hit in my portfolio because of GME. So the people who, those people I was reading online, they said, yeah, if your portfolio goes down, and let's say you invested in like Tesla, just hold, or you can see it as a buying opportunity. You can buy more Tesla. Last time I checked, I think Tesla was under $800, like 780 or so. I thought to myself, like, frick, that's a good price for Tesla. But do you believe in the long-term outlook for Tesla? If you do, then you would see that as a buying opportunity. Do I see? Yeah. Yeah, so people need to make up space. I'm already invested in Tesla. I bought one share at like 845, and I could throw more money into buy more shares of Tesla. But you know what? I'm kind of worried because I don't want to buy it if the market's gonna get worse. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, depending on how bad or how impactful this GME thing is, I expect Tesla and Apple and Amazon and all these other holdings going down further. And I'm kind of, it's like Amazon. I mean, Apple had really good earnings. So they did a really good earnings, but then because of the GME thing, it's like freaking Apple went down 5%. Amazon's earnings, you guys know I've been giving so much shit about Amazon because Amazon has been trading sideways. It hasn't gone up since like July 2020. I was banking on them hitting it out of the ballpark because of holiday season, right? I think earnings is for them on Tuesday or Wednesday. It's on the 4th. However, because of the situation, because of what I see with Apple, I'm worried that Amazon stocks, even if it hits it out of the ballpark, it's just going to go lower. Like maybe it's going to rise up 3%, but the day after it's going to drop maybe 2%, and the day after 2 more percent, and it's impacting the stock market. That's my concern about this kind of stuff. So I might be looking at Amazon going sideways for the next year, possibly, depending on how what happens with this GME thing. This is my other concern about the Robin Hood thing. Yeah, I just wonder if there's like a mass sell off for the stocks. You're gonna have you're gonna see people's portfolio tank, even if it's not related to GameStop. Oh, what is this? Hold on, one moment. You guys get to see the floor. Okay, here we go. I was like, what happened? Yeah, I understand why it's going up, but when all these companies try to cover themselves, they're gonna start selling off investments, right? Longs and Apple is one of those stocks. Like I think these firms will just sell off, as well as like JD. I think the reason why JD is tanked from $100 to $90 right now is because of that. And I'm pissed off because if you guys watch my previous streams, I said that JD was hovering around 88 to 90 for the longest time, back and forth. You guys can look at the stock for it. And when it hit 100, I was so happy, you guys. I did a community post about it. I was like, yes, it's no longer just down. Yay! Yay! And then I ended up biting my freaking eating my words because now it's at 90 again. I'm like, oh, frick. If it goes back to 88, I'll be like, oh, keep holding on. Oh. So, JD, Amazon, Apple, not looking good. No, no, we have a see-through table. You know what? It People know they might lose their investment, but let's be real here. The people who put in a lot of their savings or the whole entire savings for this, money that they're relying on. I heard this one person, they put in everything in their bank account for GME, and then the credit card bill came due, so they had to sell out their GME because the gain wasn't there by the time the credit card bill came due. And I was thinking to myself, frick, that is so risky. People have to pay their bills. So if let's say your credit card bill is, I don't know, $2,000 a month, and you have $3,000 in your bank account, and you put that $3,000 in GME, yeah, if GME tanked 50%, your $3,000 turns into 1,500, and that 1,500 will not be able to cover that credit card bill. So that is true gambling over there. Oh, Danny, you're thinking 418. High point was 483, Danny. 483. Let me put this up. Oh, GM. Look at this. I'll show you guys this. So right now, GME is at 325. And you can see 52-week high, $43 right here, right? So on Friday, it opened up at 379. And there was a one person who put in one person put in about $10 million into GME. I don't know when they put it in, but it doesn't seem like the $10 million made that much of an impact because look, it still freaking went down. See that? It still went down $10 million. Even if they put it over here, it still went down. So, boom. Yeah, don't gamble with your rent check or something like that. But yeah, dangerous stuff. Dangerous stuff. I did hear about Linus's commitment to buy 50K of GME stock. I hope it goes up. I hope he doesn't lose money. Cause yeah, I wouldn't want anybody to lose any money on GME. Ideally, right? Ideally, everybody would make money on GME. But when I see this kind of stuff, like if he invested 50K over here, and then it dropped over here, that would not be happy. That would not be good. So I hope that wherever he decides to sell off into GME, I hope he makes money. I hope everybody makes money, but that's not going to happen. You're always going to have a bunch of bag holders. And when I look at the chart, let me look at this. When you look at the chart, you guys know, for example, I'm around 176 over here. So my average is around under 200. So if anybody buys stock around here, know that it can get down over here around the 220 mark. See, like I think it could hover back over here. So if Linus buys over here, if anybody buys over here and it drops over here, that's pretty sickening. But it could also drop over here. We don't know what the future can bring for a stock, especially GME, because it's unprecedented. It has a lot of volatility. But I can assure you, if this thing doesn't go up, 50% of the people will lose money, right? If it goes down over here, if it goes down to like 132, I will lose money because I invested at 176 on average. I would not, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. Unless you think GME can go to the moon, I would not swing with it because you guys got to look at the gain here, right? You invest at 379. It goes down to 256. That is a steep drop. And even the difference between 256 and 379, it might be alluring, but 50% gain or 40% gain. This is a lot of stress for this kind of gain. I'd rather just hold it into a long. If you want to see a company that has made 40% gains in 1 year, you could be looking at a lot of the big companies. They've gained 40% yearly in a year. Microsoft, I think, is one of those companies you can hold long and you can feel pretty damn safe about it. Not just hold this whole thing where you put your money in, we're waiting for 40% or 100% and then you go down. That's what I'm trying to get at, you guys. Do not and you guys see my streams. I know it gets repetitive with my streams, but I don't know what's going to happen with GME. That's why I feel like I have to monitor it a lot. It's a lot of stress, It's not like it's not like if I throw money into Microsoft, it's like I don't have to look at it. I'll look at it maybe once every day or once every week, but I'm not following the stock minute by minute by minute like GameStop. I don't want some news coming out and I'm gone for 15 minutes, and next thing I know, GameStop's at $100. See where I'm getting at? So some people don't like my GME streams, but I figure if I have to look at this stuff, I might as well show you guys this stuff too. Some of you guys aren't invested, but you guys want to see around the ride, and I acknowledge that. That's why I show it to you guys. I'm like, if I'm gonna be watching this stuff, maybe someone else wants to watch it with me. We'll see if I make money. We'll see if I lose money. If I'm still diamond handing it. If I invest, with my $1,000 into GameStop, if it doubles, like that would be great. I could buy myself the new MacBook with it. But if it crashes all the way back down to $7 or so, if it gets shaken out and I lose money, then yeah, it sucks. But it's a $1,000 gamble that I took, and my portfolio can handle that. Yeah, the other thing too I'm reading is that people are saying you cannot just hold the line. They want people to invest. And right now GameStop is at $3.25 a share. So imagine this. That's a lot of pressure for people because as the price goes up and if people are holding, right, they're like, come on, we got a moon, you guys. Help us push up the price. More people get invested. It's gonna be a bubble, and I just worry about what happens. But who knows? Maybe the stock will shoot up to $500, $600. Maybe it'll be real. Maybe it'll hit $1,000. Maybe hit $5,000. I can't say, but yeah. If my $1,000 goes into $2,000, I will be happy, and I will be like, ooh, that was good. That was a risky play, but $1,000 profit that can go to my new MacBook. Yeah, I heard. You know what else is the thing is too? Okay, hold on. Let me show this. So Robinhood, they made some new restrictions. You know what they said? You heard about AMD? You know that microchip company thing? They said for Robinhood, you can only buy, listen to this, one share. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? One share? One share of AMD? So they were severely limiting people. Here we go. I think this is it. Look at this. What is this? ACB. I don't know what AC. Look, AMC. You can buy one share. BlackBerry. You can buy one share. Bed Bath and Beyond, one share. CCIV. Remember that one? Remember I was telling you guys about CCIV? Frick. Even that is only one share. Look at the chart for CCIV. CCIV hasn't been going up like crazy either. That's the thing that blindsided me. Okay, so look at the chart here. We're looking at the 5-day chart. It went from $25 down to $22, $21 or so. And then what? This is volatile to the point where they want to only limit people to buy one share? Really? One share? I'm not seeing this I'm not seeing like 26 to 52 or it's crazy. So and then you got that, and then you also have, what else is this? AMD stock. Like AMD is, yeah, so AMD is going down too. I'm invested into AMD. I'm invested into CCIV. And it's like you can't do with one share. So I have more than one share, so I can't buy more shares of this. So all these companies, I don't know what ACB is. I want to say it's Aurora Cannabis, but I might be remembering it wrong. I know this is a silver stock. This is AMC. This is AMD. BlackBerry, Bed Bath and Beyond. Beyond, you know, the vegan burger, that one. The CCIV, Express. What else we got here? GME, of course. Eno, the Chamath thing. I was actually thinking about investing in this IPOE. COS. What else we got here? Naked, Nokia, and then Starbucks. One share. See how long this list is? You see how long this freaking thing is? Yeah. I don't know what that is. XM. Oh, that's Siri, right? Siri XM. So we have like a whole bunch of companies here. Look, again. So we start over here. All of these are like 1 share, 5 share. This is gonna really frick it up. Yeah. So I guess they're just trying to reduce the volatility, but it pissed me off when I was reading that thing where they were saying, "Oh yeah, we just want to protect investors," and I'd be like, "What you mean? What you mean you want to protect me? I'm at 100% gain. What?" And then I dropped down to 50% gain. I was like, "Fuck." Yeah, Aurora Cannabis. Yeah. No, I didn't hear about that kid. Yeah, so all these people, so I'm invested in several of these stocks over here. It's like I wasn't, I just bought it because I like the stock. It wasn't like, does anyone who holds Starbucks stock think like this is going to be a really quick money maker? No, but they're really trying to lock down and then get that price under control. So yeah, see, so GME I could understand because they had these huge swings, $7 originally, or yeah, let's see, 1 month. See, you can see this huge spike over here from, let's say, $18 all the way up to $3.25. Look at Starbucks. Are you seeing that big thing? I mean, I guess it went down in value, but from 106 down to 96, that's not like big money gains in my opinion for losing money. It's just, yeah, I think they're just trying to control the stock market. So yeah, it sucks. And then let's find the other one. Well, what else we got over here that I know that's kind of like, yeah, see, like KOSS, cost, I can understand that one, but Yeah, so some of these things. Oh, that's a directional SOXL, right? I forgot the name of it. It's like something directional stuff. There, direct. That one's daily semiconductor. That one. Yeah. So this one got. Oh wow, that's really freaking expensive. Okay, so it went from 466 up to 605. And I guess there's too much volatility for this too. Oh man, this sucks. This sucks if anyone bought around here and then they saw it go over here and the round hood's like, haha, boom. So a lot of people are losing money. It's not just a few stocks. Oh, let's see here. Oh, Apple? No, did they do Apple? They didn't do Apple. Oh no, you're not touching Apple. No, no Apple. No APPL. APPL ain't happy though. So, yeah, see this? So it was at 143, and then earnings came out around the 27th, I think, and then it just went down. So I thought that I had a feeling, and I told you guys this in my stream. I knew that they were gonna knock it out of the ballpark, but I also said I wouldn't be surprised if it went 5% down or so. Yeah, this is not 5% down because temporarily. This is 5% down because freaking everything else is down. What is this? What is New Energy Concept Inc? What is the stock for that? Can you tell me? New Energy Concept? New Energy Concept. This one. Yeah, what is the stock? Yeah, some people they did mass sells of their Tesla. I know that to chase GME. I'm like, ooh, not good, not good, not good. I don't know what this is. Can you tell me what the stock is? I can look it up, but I just need to know what the ticker is. Oh, actually, never mind. NCE. It's funny how one word can make a difference. How come I'm not seeing it? NCEB? I can't see. How come this isn't popping up? It's not available? Yeah, I don't know what this is. Because people said the gains from Tesla, they felt like they wanted to, they were hoping that, like Tesla has a lot of competitors right now. Tesla has Neo, Tesla possibly has CCIV, if they merge with Lucid. So with the stock kind of not really breaking out of the 900 range, they were thinking, okay, well, I do have a healthy amount of profit from Tesla, so I'm going to take that profit and move it over to GME. NYSE American. What is this? Oh, I don't know. Like, I don't see a ticker. GBR. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Oh, it went down. Ooh, that is painful. 55%. Oh, oh, owie, owie. Okay, so here we go again. See? So, these people see an opportunity, they buy up over here, right? And then you got this person over here. They're like, oh, I gotta buy the right up. And then boom. So all these people from here up, they all got burned. And these are, a number of people are investing more than $100 in this kind of thing. So that's some serious hit to a portfolio if this thing does not recover. That's a scary thing about chasing the wave up. You guys know that I chased up Mara, and it's a mining company, a cryptocurrency mining company, and I'm thankfully, because Bitcoin's going up, I'm down only 22% from 40%. But yeah, I did the FOMO thing. I bought up, and I was holding the bag. I was cursing Mara for the longest time. And yeah, so whenever you chase up, remember it can go down. And for this one, I feel bad for this kind of people. GBR. Is GBR part of this list? I think it would be. No, it isn't. GBR is not part of this list. It is not. Yeah, genuinely surprising. Genuinely surprising. But who knows? Who knows what's going on over here? Yeah, so sucks. Yeah. Oh, look at this. What if my positions already exceed the limits? You will not be able to open more positions in each of these securities unless you sell enough of your holdings so you're below the secure. So unless I sold out all of my shares of, let's say if I had Starbucks, right? let's say if I invested in GM. If I had like 100 shares of GM, I cannot buy more GM unless I sold all of them, and then I could buy one. Shit. I didn't buy any shares of AMC. I'm just I'm too risk adverse for it. I feel like I don't want to. You guys see how I am with the charts? I'm kind of keeping a side eye on BlackBerry, but I don't want to. I don't want to have to deal with too many stocks that I'm keeping track of. So I chose just to invest into BlackBerry because I do believe in the long-term view of BlackBerry. I was bag holding BlackBerry since 2018. And GME is something that I can kind of watch the chart on a minute by minute neurotic kind of basis. But if I had to look at GME and AMC at the same time, that would cause me a lot of stress. So I chose not to invest in AMC. Danny wants a BTC. You know what? If you like Bitcoin, then put some money into Bitcoin and then just average up or average down. There is a number of people that believe that Bitcoin is going to go up further, and I am actually on that fence. You know, I do believe Bitcoin will go up. So don't, yeah, but of course, right? My thinking is just don't go all in one time because I find that sometimes if you go all in at one time and you just put the money in with Bitcoin and it being volatile, I just think that if you put all your money in at Bitcoin, let's say, I think right now it's at 34K or so. If it drops to 32K, you're going to be like, oh, I should have bought in at 32K. So if you put in like let's say 1/5 at 34K and then wait, if it goes down to 32K, then you could put another 1/5. If it goes down to 30K, you could buy another 1/5. And then if it goes up to like 40K, right, you could put your 1/5 over there. So you would be kind of averaging out versus putting everything at 34K. Oh, nah, I'm not gonna mine Ethereum. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, I don't know about mining Ethereum. It'll heat the apartment. I know, then we won't have to pay for heating. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, it's very energy intensive mining cryptocurrency. I wouldn't mind cryptocurrency. I think it just, if you believe that the price will go up, then invest. And see how that goes on. Dogecoin, you know what? I want to invest in it. I've heard people say that it's unlimited. It's really just pump and dump. It's not going to hold any value. And yeah, that is, you know, true. People do pump and dump really quickly, but I just like the meme value of it. I bought like Space, for instance, because Space was a meme, and it's been getting a pump, so I made some money on Space. Just small. Like I only put $200 into Space. Yeah. So look at this. Look at this. So look at this. So I bought, you know, when Space was shooting up around February. What was it? Damn it. February. Okay, look at this. see space, it was like at 40, 37, 40 bucks or so. And then you see it went down over here. So I bought $200 worth around here. And then I was just holding it. And I was like, ah, damn it. And I could have averaged down, but I was like, ah, frick it. Whatever. 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 And so I was holding, diamond handing it. And then now it's higher. So I'm making a little bit of money. I think it went up 15% since I bought it. And we'll see what happens to it. We'll see. So I am known for being diamond hands over here. Lewis, he is known as paper hands, and I think that's how we balance each other out. I mean, that guy, he gets shaken so freaking easily. He's like, ah, and I'm like, come on, have faith in your stocks. It's gonna go up, that kind of thing. And he's like, oh, so yeah. I've been teasing him about it, and yeah. So it's been one of those like ripping things. What is my longest diamond hands? Okay, the infamous JD stock. Oh, you're gonna see. Oh my gosh. Here's the story of Erica's investment that she thought was good, but it's been giving her a lot of headache. So I bought JD when I bought it at 47 around here. See it? So I heard about JD, got on my radar. I bought it at 47. And I was like, yeah, I believe in JD. So they had the partnerships with Walmart. They had like a $500 million investment with Google. And I thought, with all that money, it's going to go up. And then the CEO gets arrested. And then it goes down to $20. I'm like, no. But then I thought to myself, Erica, you believe in JD. JD is going to go up. It's super cheap. But I was too chicken to put in more money because it was 25% of my holdings, right? And this was like... my two biggest holdings is Amazon and the other one is JD. So I'm holding, and my portfolio is not doing so well because, well, it's, I bought at 47. So you can see the slow uprising. And then finally it goes up around, the situation peaking, right? Because everybody wants to buy stuff online. And then it goes up and I'm like, yes! And then it actually, see, so JD has this thing where it trolls me, where it goes between 86, and then sometimes it hits 95, and then goes immediately down to 88. See? 88. You notice the 88s here? And then finally it hit 100 or so. I don't know where the 100 is, but it was there. I did a community post about it, and after it hit 100, and we're fucking back at 88. Frick. So this stock for the longest time was known as just down. So my gains, my happiness at $100 was very short-lived, and now I'm at 88 and I'm shaking my hand at the sky, being all like, why am I back at 88? I want to break out of 88, damn it. So yeah. So it's a sore topic. I shouldn't be disclosing this because I know Daddy's gonna be like, "How's Just Down doing?" And I'm like, "Damn you, Daddy! Don't talk about my JT that way." But yeah. So if you look at the how it's been moving, you can see that it went up to 91, and then it went just down, and then it went up to 92, and then it went just down. It has a lot of resistance. I thought that when it hit 100, I would be away from the $88 zone, and now I'm back at just down. So yeah, just a little sore topic for me. So but again, Amazon is sideways too. Yeah, I'm diamond handing it. I'm diamond handing. So Amazon too. If you can look at the 1 year over here. You can see, right? It looked like, oh, money maker. And then, see, and then in July, it hit 3,104. And then it went just sideways. So right now it's 3,206, right? Yeah, see? So August, and then it's freaking trolling me again. It's like JD, freaking sideways. I'm like, no. I need you to go up. I need you to go up, Amazon. So earnings is on the 4th, I believe. Is earnings on the 4th? I think earnings is on the 4th. Where is this? No, it's on the 2nd. So it's on Tuesday, if I remember correctly. And yeah, we will see what happens. If it goes down, I will not be surprised. I really won't be surprised if it goes down on Tuesday. Even if they have like record sales, it probably will follow another Amazon. I'll be like, damn it, I'm at $3,000 again. Damn it. So this is what I'm talking about, you guys. Like I am, although I'm just invested in $1,000 in GME, I am taking a hit because all my longs are going down. So my portfolio isn't growing as much as I anticipated because of this stuff. So we will see what happens. We will see. We will see. I just hope whatever happens in earnings, and I'm just gonna be kind of sad about it. I'm like, Amazon knocked it out of the ballpark, you guys, and it went down. Cry, cry. That would be bad though. If Amazon knocked it out of the ballpark, it went down, and then I look at GME and GME goes down too, and I'm like, all my portfolio does is just go down. And PS, you guys, just down went down too. Am I holding BSY? Let's see here. Do they allow you to buy partial shares? I don't know. I think they do. I think you can buy partial shares of Amazon. I'm sure you could. You could buy partial shares of crypto, and you can buy partial shares of a lot of stocks. So I imagine you can buy partial shares of Amazon. I'm hoping, this was my hope. I was hoping that Amazon, so I feel like Jeff Bezos kind of follows a lot in Elon Musk's footsteps, or he follows his pattern. So Tesla, they did a what, 1 to 5 split. So if you had, I think it was like 1 share of Tesla, yeah, 1 share of Tesla, you get 5 stocks of Tesla, and the price went up. So I think part of it is that people who couldn't afford Tesla, they wanted a whole share. I think Tesla was like really freaking expensive. It was like what, 3,000, 4,000 bucks or so at the time. No, $3,000 at a time, I believe. When they did the split, it turned into $600 a share, and now Tesla is $796 or something a share. So I'm hoping that this earnings, Jeff Bezos comes out and he's like, yeah, we're gonna do a split. It's gonna be 1 to 5. So from $3,000 or $3,206, it'll go down to like 600 something dollars. I won't be surprised if Jeff Bezos or Amazon decides to do that. I really hope they do, because I think there will be a surge in Amazon price. However, with how the market is now, I'm worried that if they announce this, freaking Amazon's gonna go down. I'm like, I can't win, you guys. So yeah, you can do that. I think you can. What is this? BSY stock? What the hell is this? Bentley. Oh, I thought Bentley. I was like, you buying a luxury car? What you doing? You know, I don't know much about this, but I don't. I'm not liking this chart. Like, okay, I don't know anything about this company, but why would I invest in this company? Like, it just. So yeah, it's just, yeah. What is about this company? I don't like it because it's going down, and I don't. It seems kind of new. So if you invested over here at 53, you went down to 39. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I rather invest in a company that I know a lot about. If you have faith in this, of course, invest in it. But I rather just go with something like Microsoft. You really can't screw up with that. Or Apple if you want. But so look at this. Like, see that? See that chart? I know it's been kind of going sideways too. I know it's pulling in Amazon, or not freaking JD, but you can see, like, if you hold, it just kind of goes up. See it? Ta-da! Microsoft is a big company. I'm holding GME. part of the reason why it drew me to GME is I saw the price going up, and then I heard about the movement, so the movement kind of solidified it for me. I have no problem diamond handing it, but I worry because I think as the movement goes bigger, people will get more. How would I say it? Like I don't want to say mass hysteria, but they're going to get more pumped up to invest into GME. And then they're just going to think like, I'm going to invest into GME because every other person is investing into GME. And if you don't mitigate your risk, um, then you can end up getting burned. So again, you look at where I'm investing in. Let's look at the 1 month chart. Damn it. The 5-day chart. I'm invested in under 200. So I have about 50% gain right now. I'm very, very selective on where I'm investing because if it drops 50%, I'm okay. I don't want to be at the peak over here and it drops. We know GameStop is very, very volatile. So if anybody is investing, just keep in mind you might end up with a 30% drop. And if you're investing big money into it or money that you really need, that's kind of scary. I don't know. I feel like people are getting comfortable with online orders. So I invested into Amazon and JD because I felt like online orders was going to be the future. And less and less people are going to go into brick and mortar stores. And because of the situation, of course, after the lockdowns happened, a lot of these stocks just shot up, and Amazon and JD was one of them. And unfortunately, JD is not getting past my $88 mark. It just trolls me. I'm getting so mad thinking about this $88 mark. I'm more mad about JD than I am about Amazon, because I remember I was reading up about it, and then people are like, "Oh, it's just down today. What a surprise, just down." I'm like, I belong on JD. Like, come on, JD, help me out, help me out. So yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things where you just gotta I just lost my freaking train of thought, you guys. Oh yeah, so it's one of those things, like, I believe in the long term view of it, but I do think that there is, of course, resistance for JD, and for some whatever freaking reason it always likes hovering around $88. So yeah, GameStop, I don't feel comfortable with this kind of thing. I was telling I remember Lewis and I passed by a GameStop early in January, and I was telling him, I was like, man, this place is gonna close. Like, it's freaking a ghost town over here. So I knew about GameStop. I never looked. I think I looked at the stock. It was like $7, and I was like, that's gonna go down. So when I heard about the hype of GameStop, I was like, I don't want to invest in that place. I've seen it multiple times. I walked past it a bunch of times. Nobody's in there. And then the movement came around, and then the day I looked into it, I bought it at 148, and then it dropped down. I think it was the next day or something. It dropped down to 60 something dollars, $68, and I was like, I don't like these swings, so I chose not to average down, and as a result of that, that's why my average is the way it is. I don't like investing into a stock where I feel like it's a pump. So if the stock went up to 148 and went down, I would have been out like $500, right? But if it went up, then I would be gaining like $500. So yeah, I chose to just keep my position because I'm pretty risk adverse. And for me, like, people could have said, "Well, Erica, how come you didn't buy more GME?" I didn't know where it was gonna go. You can kind of see where I'm getting at. When you look at the chart, and you have to make the decision: do you double down on your investment, or do you stay where you are when you're at a 40% loss? Yeah, it can be very easy to say double down, but if it goes down even further, then you're screwed. Mm. I know. But I don't know when people were gonna sell, or if they lost the faith and they weren't gonna hold, and it just causes it to drop. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, even over here this day, I threw in some at, I think, 220, 220 and 240. So I bought one share here, one share here, and then it peaked up. And you can see on Friday it went up to 379. You guys had so many people talking about buy GME, buy GME. And then look, it freaking went from 379 all the way down to 270, 256. So even though you have all these people saying this, it's the stock still dropped. And that's why I think it's kind of scary. It's not like having that kind of volatility makes me very uneasy. So, yeah. And then you have the restrictions, right, from like Robinhood. Before, I remember I was telling you guys that I think I said something about Robinhood restrictions. I said, oh yeah, Robinhood has a restriction. They only say 5 GME, so I only have 4 over here, so I can buy one more. Now it's one GameStop. So yeah. So we will see what happens. My concern about it is that I feel like there can be a mass sell off on other holdings and even more so, and it's gonna piss people off because I'm already mad about freaking JD going back to 88, and I'm mad about, and I don't think I think Amazon just got screwed because the earnings is gonna be on Tuesday, and I won't be surprised if people are like, I don't want to invest in Amazon. You know, I don't want to buy more Amazon because everyone's buying to GME. Okay, so Jacob's still using GME. Yeah, so curious to see what happens with GME. We will see. We will see. We will see. Yeah. Actually, now that I yeah, yeah. I think they said 50% of about half of the people on Robinhood bought GME. So, yeah, I got my hands tied on GME. If I want to invest into GME, I can only invest on TD Ameritrade. So I have a TD Ameritrade account. Um, and I was thinking to myself like, man, I was lucky because I had the TD Ameritrade account. I had some money in TD Ameritrade, so I didn't have to worry about transferring money out to buy my GameStop when I bought it. Jacob says he can't save the company. You just need to trade in more games. That's what you got to do. You got to trade in like 5 games for $20 or something like that. Uh, yeah, I buy a lot of things from Amazon too. I just bought a bunch of clothing from Amazon, and I was thinking about doing a community post. I think I'm gonna maybe I'll do a community post later today. But I bought it earlier today, and then I saw that comment, and I was like, "Frick! If I show you guys what I bought, I know that one person is gonna be like, look, she's full of herself again. She's buying clothes. She's trying to be more aesthetic when she's not aesthetic." But it was some really nice stuff. But I think I'm gonna show you guys it when I get the clothes in. Yeah, it was kind of cheap. I bought like a dress for like I think $38 or so, and I think it could be a really good dress that I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I hope I can wear it into my 40s and maybe my 50s. Maybe that's pushing it for an Amazon dress, but it's a really nice dress. Okay, yeah, I've heard that some people say that they're buying those power up reward card or whatever the GME credit the GME membership card or something like that is, trying to help out the stock and then purchase stuff from GameStop. So yeah, I'm not doing any of that stuff for GME. I'm like, no, I don't relish stress. I find it. Here's the thing. Like this is like I'm gonna be honest here. This is kind of like gambling. You don't know where you're investing in. Like depending on where you're timing it, right? And this is not investment advice, but just my thoughts. In the event that in the event that anybody wants to invest into GameStop on Monday or Tuesday, my advice is to invest underneath $300. Not financial advice now. This is just my opinion, but my advice would be to invest under $300 because you can see that, you can see like 276 over here. They always seem to go back over to $300. So I would feel safer throwing the money in around like 250, 260, averaging up. You know, if it dropped down below 300, stay around there. Do not be like Mr. 483 or Miss 483. Okay, you do not want to be in this position. It sounds enviable, but don't be over here. And if it opens up and you see it, let's say if it opens up at $500 for whatever reason, don't buy it open. Wait, because it always seems to crash down a little. Okay, this wasn't it, but it always seems to crash down a little. So it opened up over here, and then you could see it crash down over here, and then it had another crash over here. I would highly recommend do not buy it open. I could be wrong, but it seems like for the past 2 or 3 days, it always seemed to crash it open, then it went lower. So I don't want any of you guys, like if you decide to invest, like you guys getting burned. Yeah, I mean, like the thing is like people shop on Amazon because your dollar stretches a lot further. Like if I buy stuff here locally in New York, oh my goodness, the markup is crazy, you guys, in some of these stores. So, for instance, right, like a wool ball, you know, like the wool dryer ball. I need to work on that dryer. I know. Like one wool ball at some stores can be $6, and if you buy it on Amazon, you can get six of them for about $10. Yeah, so the markup here is crazy, and that's why people like going on to Amazon. You stretch your dollar out. You don't have to deal with the little New York boutique prices for clothes. You want to buy a dress, you don't have to pay $158 for a dress. You can spend $40 on a dress. You can spend $20 a dress, and you have the convenience of it getting shipped over to your place, so you don't have to leave. Yeah, New York City is so expensive. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy how expensive things are over here. So, yeah, I think living in Hawaii though definitely helped prepare me for New York, because in Hawaii, I mean, our cost of living in Hawaii is kind of like New York, except a lot of people that I know, they're making less than 50K a year. So those people, like people in Hawaii, tend to be really frugal, and if they're not in frugal, then they're in a lot of debt, I find. And yeah, so when I went to New York, when I moved over to New York, I was like, you know what? I am so frugal over here, and then I got involved with, like, you guys know, dumpster diving and things like that. I haven't been dumpster diving as much lately because I've been focused on other things. And actually, no, I actually checked out a dumpster on Wednesday. So my bad, my bad. I did go dumpster diving recently. Um, but other than that, it's yeah. Yeah, so New York is like the dumpster diving capital of the world, and you see so much stuff getting thrown out, you guys. So much stuff. It's so wasteful. New York, they don't have space for compactors for a lot of these businesses, so they'll throw things into a dumpster. It'll just be it will just be what's that word? Yeah, it'll just be sitting there. I still got six of GME. So my average is 176 for my GMEs. Yeah, I've actually looked at the GameStop trash. I haven't seen anything, but there's nothing. I'm not a gamer. I don't play video games, so I mean, I don't have anything against video games. I'm just not the most well coordinating at this stuff. So I prefer watching people play than me playing myself. And yeah, so because I don't have any use for that kind of stuff, I don't participate in that. Yeah, there's so much waste. Let me show you guys this, for instance. Let me show over here. Where's my community post over here? My channel. Wait, hold on. How do I do this? Cinevision. Okay, here we go. So, do I not have it? Man, I really have been showing you guys a lot. Okay, so here you guys go. So I went to a market on Wednesday, and you can see if you look really closely, this whole bag is just full of bagels, and this one had a bunch of pastries. So you know the bakery liners, you know when you go to Safeway, they got the pastries on the liner. They just dumped everything out there. So you had scones over here, you had muffins over here, you had bagels over here, and they just dump it straight out, and then they throw it into the trash. Very sad, very very sad. They throw away the stuff daily. Bagel, like Dunkin' Donuts, if you guys are ever a diver, they throw away all their donuts at the end of the day because who wants to buy day old donuts? And they're not going to reduce it. You know, let's say the store closes at 9 p.m. They're not going to have like a 50% off or 25% off at 8:50 p.m. They're just going to, if they can't sell it for full price, they're just going to toss it. And one thing I notice about New York is a lot of these businesses, they do not do clearance. So if it's close to expiration date, they're just gonna say, screw it, we're just gonna toss it. We're not gonna we're not gonna mark it down at all. So this is an example, for instance. So this is a, hold on, let me show you guys over here. So this is a box of cereal over here. And I'm going to show you the side view over here. So if you look, nothing looks wrong, right? However, there is some denting over here. See this denting? See this denting? So because it's dented, they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna trash it because it's not aesthetically pleasing. So if the boxes have any cardboard dents, they're just gonna throw it away. And if you look at the expiration date, look at that, June 20, 2021. So maybe it's too close to June, but yeah, if the box is dented, if it's like, yeah, you can see it's like it's still sealed. See, it's still sealed. But look, yeah. So what they did is they slashed over here, so you can't return it. But yeah, if it's not perfect and I've got a dent, see that dent? This should be trashed. Frick, I mean, I couldn't believe it, you guys. Like, I really couldn't believe it. And this is, I think, like $4 cereal, $4 $50 cereal. It's like, look at this. This is organic Fruity Bunnies and Blossom. Just that one. Where's that dent? That one dent over here makes it unsellable on the cardboard. So yeah, this is New York. This is New York. So when you hear about me diving and stuff, it's like a lot of the stuff that they throw away. It's just like, if it's not aesthetic, if the packaging gets damaged, if they can't, if you know, if it's getting kind of close to the expiration date, they're gonna just say, yeah, let's toss it because they don't want to mark down. Why don't they give it to homeless people? They don't want to encourage it. So they just like, this was like an open air dumpster, like this one over here. And then the people could just like go through it if they want. So this one was like knotted. This one I opened up myself, and yeah. Yeah, I don't see, like, some of these places in Manhattan, they don't want to mark down, or they're hesitant about marking down certain things, so they'll just toss it out. All these bagels, if you guys are ever in New York, if you pass by a bagel store when they're closed, you're gonna see about 30 pounds of bagels. It's not infrequent to see 30 pounds of bagels from some of these bagel stores. So yeah. So another thing too is, let me show you guys this. What was the one that I saw? Oh, I think I already. I don't think I have it anymore, but I think I might ate it. But yeah, sometimes it's like you can have like the really minuscule amount of damage, and then people will just they'll just throw it away. They'll be like, yeah, we can't sell it because it has a little bit of dent, or maybe they want to get rid of it because it hasn't been selling well. So for instance, there was this $8 vegan patty. You know, when Lewis was vegetarian, there was an $8 frozen vegan patty at one of the supermarkets that I dive at. And I remember thinking to myself, like, frick, that stuff is so expensive. I don't want to buy it because I don't know if Lewis will like it. He's a picky eater. So one day I was diving with some people, and then I noticed that they tossed out the whole freaking, they tossed about like 20, 30 pounds of all those $8 vegan patties because they wanted to make room for new product to be on the shelves. And it's crazy, you know. It's really crazy what these stores would just toss out. They didn't even allow people to mark it down. um So they didn't mark it down at all. They just said, "Frick, you know, we're not selling it, so just toss it in the trash and just write it off." Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, so they can donate it to organizations, and I do know food rescuers do contact these places. But what is the missing piece is logistics. So you would need to have a place pick up these donations, and then that takes time and energy, right? And then you also need the market to put aside all this stuff for for those places as well. So if they have all this stuff, right, maybe they don't want to hold on to it, maybe they don't want to wait for an organization to come in, they'll just bag up all the bagels and they'll just throw it in the trash, or they'll bag up all the scones and they'll just throw it in the trash. And um yeah, it's heartbreaking to see this kind of stuff. Like, if I could, I would have taken all of this stuff with me and then just prepackage it and then give it out. Cause yeah, but that's it. And I've seen it, and you guys have seen some of my old diving videos. I think I tag it like as DD, dumpster dive, but I rate DD. The reason why I do that is, first of all, I don't want these businesses to get visibility to the point where other people check it out to the point, or they report it to the stores. So there have been some stores for dumpster diving, for instance, like Sephora, not Sephora, like Ulta, for example, and they get so much crap about it because people, they toss out like makeup and things like that. That you have people who are new divers going over to the stores, and then what the stores do is they intentionally trash it. They'll dump out the makeup, they'll smash the pallets, and people resell it. So I realized, like, yeah, if I give visibility to some of these places where I know the food rescuers are going, right? It's not just me. It's like people picking up this stuff to put in the community fridges. I don't want people seeing it and then reporting it to these supermarkets and saying, "Hey, did you know someone made a video about your store? And look, she's going there every week, or she's going there like often, and you guys are tossing so much stuff. Shame on you." These stores will damage it. And some of these stores, I've seen it, like they'll take a razor blade to the stuff, knowing that the people going through this stuff are rescuing food to give it out to other people. They will slash it with a razor blade. They will intentionally do that. Yeah, and if you know any place is dumping bleach over the food, report it to the EPA because that's illegal. That actually hurts wildlife. So, and that not like, don't even focus on the diver, because some people might be diving for food because they really need it. But if, let's say, a squirrel goes into the dumpster, or a raccoon goes into the dumpster, and they touch the bleach, if they can't wipe it off, they can get severely burned. So I haven't seen any any bleach at the places I go to, but I heard that Dwayne Reed, and one of the Dwayne Reeds in New York, they they tossed out a whole bunch of candy, and what they did is that they threw bleach all over it, to dissuade divers from salvaging. I'm like, how shitty do you have to be to throw bleach over candy, knowing that people will take the candy? Like, it's a freaking shitty ass move. Oh, there goes my monetization for all my cursing. Oh, look. Hello. Oh, the influencer's home right now. I mean, oh no, wait, not the influencer, the Reddit user. My bad. Yeah, so Jim sent me a wonderful book. I have yet to read it, but oh, by the way, Oreo cat has just woken up from his nap. Oh, hello, Oreo. Oh, my little tub tub. I know he's been sleeping all day. It's not because he's sick or anything. He's just typical Oreo. Yeah. So if you go to any bakery, and this is just a recommendation, like if go to a bakery, go to a bagel place, or better yet, hit up a food distribution place. For instance, like a warehouse, a importer, like Palm, Frito-Lay, that kind of stuff. You'll see so much stuff from what from what I've heard. No, they'll slash it because they don't want people looking. They don't want people taking stuff that they can't profit off of. That's why they'll slash it. They're gonna say, "Yeah, we couldn't sell this. We couldn't sell these 30 containers of guacamole. Yeah, we're not gonna want anybody else to take it, so we'll slash it." Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hey, cold hands. Go away, cold hands.
What do you mean cold?
You're cold. Why are you trying to stick your hand on my bare skin underneath my jacket? Come on now. Cold hands.
I need warmth.
Go hug your Oreo cat.
I don't want to hug Oreo. He smells like shit.
Okay, hug Blackberry then.
I don't want to hug Blackberry. She loses me money.
She loses you money.
Yes, she's a bitch that loses me money.
Wow, look at that. So look, Blackberry does not make Lewis money, so he just called her a pig.
The lady that I
You're
dumped,
so mean.
the lady I
You're
dumped for
so
calling
mean.
Blackberry a bitch, she called her a bitch without a good reason. I call her that because she loses me money.
Maybe she's losing you money
Actually,
because you just called her that.
She made me more than I lost. So, but still.
What?
I'm mad that she went the wrong way.
She went the wrong way. You know what? Okay, you know what? Paper hands, Rossmann stocks do not always just go up.
They do, Erica.
No,
they only
don't.
go up.
No. You get so shaken up if your stocks go down a little, and here I am longing, and I've been holding on to.
If your stock goes down anymore, my return will be the percentage of Erica's portfolio.
What? Screw you.
We can't have such a low.
Huh? Yeah, he knows JD's my sore point over here. JD and Amazon are both going. Anyway, yeah. So.
Time to evict you.
What? Time to evict me?
Yes.
Whatever. Anyway, so I gotta yeah, I'm gonna go end the stream because Paper Hands is home right now, and we will see what happens with 2
hours. Yeah.
Huh?
You have a 2-hour stream.
Yeah, I had a 2-hour stream. I was talking to people. I was talking about a whole wide range of things. Yeah, I try to make a title for this stuff, and then it ends up me talking to everybody, and then I
spent 40 minutes in Times Square trying to find that goddamn billboard, and apparently it expired after an hour.
It expired.
Yeah,
that's all the money they
had.
had.
The GME billboard.
They only had money for 40 minutes of ad space. Hey, that must have been big money though. Can you imagine though that if you had like an ad for your store on Times Square, how much that would be for 40 minutes? Too much. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. You guys take care, and what? Code Paper Hands over here is over here, so yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night, you guys. What?
I can't believe you have the camera on your computer screen instead of screen capture.
What? Yeah, well, this is Clio. What? I don't have a new MacBook. I could do it if I had a newer MacBook.
What a boomer.
What? Hey, you know what? I just wanted to share this stuff with people, so that's why I'm doing this whole thing. One day, I'm gonna look back at this thing. I'm like, you remember when I had my camera pointed at the computer, and it was kind of all wavy and stuff. It looked like my computer was on drugs, like psychedelics or something.
The Chad boomer.
Okay, you guys. See ya.